Hello, friends and family from Facebook. This is Orange Narahan. Once again, this is Facebook Live, number 8. 8 out of 30. So that means I have 22 more left. 8 is actually a good number. I actually like the number 8. It means infinity. That's one of the meanings in one of my Facebook Lives. I'm gonna do a live on numerology just because numbers are so amazing, and it's like another language on its own apart from our normal languages, and it can actually be a separate language from our normal language, which opens up a different dimension into our understanding of the universe. It's interesting. I was reading something the other day which really didn't click until I read it, that it stated that numbers are actually symbols, and that makes a whole lot of sense. I never imagined or thought that numbers were symbols, but numbers is a universal language, and everywhere is understood that 1 means 1, 2 means 2, and all the other numbers mean what they mean. And also behind those numbers, there's deeper meaning. And it's interesting to note that numbers hold more meanings than words. Numbers can hold abstract meanings, and it's amazing what numbers can do. And as I was talking about, number is universally known that number being the first is the meaning is some of the meanings is new beginnings, independent, individuality. They say that the number 1 is the number of will. It's interesting to note that 1 is the meaning of new beginnings, or brings about new beginnings, but because it brings about new beginnings, it calls for will, it calls for courage, it calls for strength, it calls for individuality, it calls for creativity. So these are the abstract meanings within the number 1. It's not just one. It's a whole another dimension that opens up. So with that, I'll start my Facebook Live, and today I'm going to talk about the blessings of what children are. Children are blessings. Children are a blessing. For those that have, somebody asked me for an invite for the live. Let me take advantage of this right now on the air. Thank you for sending me an invite. So children are a blessing. And for those that have children, know this for a fact. For those that are around children, know this. I mean, they might drive us a little crazy. They might push our buttons at times, but the thing is, it's not them that have the issue. It's us trying to understand them. Remember, we were there at one point, and we easily forgot that we passed through this process of trying to learn and trying to grow up into this society, quote unquote. Sorry, Amanda. It's I saw the invite. Let me see. I don't know what happens sometimes. Some people get when some people send me the invite, they either come up or they don't. I don't know what the issue with that is, but I'll check it out. I'm still new to using this Facebook thing and this Facebook Live. So yeah, children are a blessing, and the issue is not with them when they act up, when they throw a temper tantrum, when they become dumb. It's us trying to understand them. So it is to our benefit not to resist or not to go against their energy, but more to align ourselves with their energy and free flow with their energy. Because the moment that we resist, the moment that we put up resistance, the moment that we go against their energy, there's going to be conflict, just like with everything else. So it is to our benefit to have an understanding of them, to take, just like I mentioned, take a deep breath and try to put ourselves in their shoes. The world, to them, it's a big place, and a lot of the times it's a scary place as well. I mean, it's a big place and a scary place for adults, but even more so for a child that has limited knowledge of the world. Even though some children are very mature for their age, it's like, it's amazing. And I believe this to be true, that maybe from past lives, they bring on knowledge from past lives and they can teach us. And this is where this life leads to, that it is to our benefit to be led by our children or our child. Once in a while, if they're holding your hand, or if they're that small that they can hold your hand, or whatever the case may be, if they lead you somewhere, just let them lead. See where they lead you, because they have an uncorrupted, untainted sense still. Not like adults that they've been conditioned. They kind of been broken into society value, and which doesn't reflect our natural values. Let me see, Amanda, thank you for the invite. I'm having coffee in my bathing suit in the sun, not camera material. Okay, I got you, not a problem. Clearly understood. So yes, they have children before they become conditioned to be in society as adults, and grow up and be in society as adults. They have a very amazing imagination. I mean, most of you are aware of this and know this. Their imagination is not limited like adults. They can see things, think outside the box. And if you ever need an idea, if you ever need to get creative, if you ever need to loosen up, just spend some time with your child. Spend some time with children, because that energy multiplies when when those little people are more than one, and when they're a group, it just multiplies. And ideas go back and forth, and you'll see that you'll be thinking of things that you never thought of before. And these are things that we used to have as children, but we lost them through time and conditioning, like I mentioned. And it is to our benefit and their benefit for us not to shun them if they say they have an imaginary friend, or they can see or they can see things. A lot of the times I see parents, or I see adults kind of shunning their children, saying, well, they don't exist, or this and that. But we might not think they exist, but like I said, children have an untainted view on the world and on themselves. And instead of shunning them, we should sit down and listen to them, and also ask them questions with childlike curiosity and playfulness, because a lot of the times this information that they're giving us can unlock things about ourselves, can unlock things about them. And if we're not paying attention, or if we're let me let this bus pass because there's a lot of noise. So if we're not paying attention, we might miss a lot of valuable information. They might hear things, they might see things. Let's just sit down with them and ask them. Oh yes, this friend, what does he look like? I think I've seen him before. Does he act the same way with you? How does he act? Things of that nature. Simple things. And I think these are things that should never be restricted from a child, and never be kind of molded into the adult way of thinking. It should be free-flowing. It should be creative, just like they are. A lot of emperors and people of power from before, as I mentioned, being led by children, knew the power that children have. They would walk in the street with a child, leading them by the hand, and You know, these are people of power that can do pretty much had. I have to get some examples of who, but I've read before, and it also makes a lot of sense that they let themselves be led by children. And these were people that could do anything in the world, yet they knew the simplicity and the power that the vision of children have in this world. So with that said, I also wanted to go into another topic. I made a post stating that I would like help on creating awareness on disabilities and people with mental disabilities. Well, disabilities, physical disabilities and mental disabilities. Reason being, in one of my classes, in one of my college classes, I had to do a presentation on people with disabilities, and it opened up my mind to a whole new world, and which a lot of people, which I was kind of neglecting and ignorant to the fact, and I know a lot of people are, and you know, salute to those that deal with that on a daily basis and that are that surround themselves with people with disabilities, because there's a certain type of understanding that only you can get from interacting with people with disabilities, that nobody can teach you in a classroom, nobody can talk about it and you can experience. You have to experience it yourself and be there. And it's amazing because a lot of these kids with so-called disabilities like autism, they're not, how can I say, they're not any less, or should be treated, and should not be treated any less than any other person that doesn't have the so-called disability. And it's interesting because in my presentation, I talked about how Microsoft has a special program for people with autism, and where they hire them to in certain departments, and they get paid really, really well. And the thing behind that is, and it's interesting. It was very interesting, very amazing that the interview that they gave them was not a conventional interview that they would give other people. They would sit them down in a room and they would have like different puzzles on the table and different type of things, and have the people that were invited figure it out or do what they thought was best. And they said that this team from this program was very valuable for the company. Reason being is that these people in the program, they think outside the box. They don't think, they haven't been corrupted and conditioned to act like people from society. Their mind is still in its very own way pure, and this was just a very amazing, and it showed me, and it showed a lot of people that people with autism are indeed functional in society. It's just that we have to give them a chance, and we have to, I wouldn't say make accommodations, but yes, make some type of accommodations, but give them an environment that they can thrive in. That's the word. So, you know, I wanted to create this awareness. Right now, as of right now, I have a couple of ideas of how I'm gonna go about it. I would like for it. I mean, I've already, and I thank everybody that responded to that post and said that they would volunteer for that they would volunteer for that. And I would like, in a sense, to make some type of conference video call, if that's possible, on Facebook, and just have a discussion, creating awareness. I know some people have experience. They're there with people with special needs all the time. So there's nothing that speaks greater than experience. Experience is the best teacher, as they say, and it's amazing. It's amazing what we can learn, and it's amazing what we could teach each other, because every world, every head, every person is a different world, and they have their own unique knowledge. They speak their own unique truth. Yesterday we were talking, I put up this post that talks about your truth is unique to you. So that's like similar to the law of relativity, where our experiences are relative to us, and just because we see truth in them, it doesn't mean that it's not true. I mean, everybody has their own truth, and the thing is that when you align yourself with your own truth and freely, you move more fluidly, you speak more freely, and you're more in tune to yourself. You're more genuine, you're more authentic, because you're expressing your own truth. You're not living through somebody else's truth. And what else do I want to say about children? They're a blessing. And so with that, I conclude my Facebook Live. If anybody is on and they want to send me an invite, or they want me to send them an invite, I will do so, and we can discuss a little bit further on anything I mentioned today. But if not, have a blessed day. Peace, love, and happiness. And we always do make decisions. We move through life from a calm state, a peaceful state. And thank you very much for watching this Facebook Live number 8. And thank you very much for listening. And until next time, this is Orange Naranja, and this is my Facebook Live number 8. Thank you.